Brethren, how far now?
I do.
Guys, sorry, no vex. This is the approach we want to be using for this. Okay, let me just greet you guys today. How you guys doing? You know, so I started this thing last week when SLQ came to my house, and from the response we got, it felt good. So I reached out to more of my people, and today I have my brethren in the building. His name is Damola. Is my name. Bros, introduce yourself.
All right, Damola is my name. Yeah, master of ceremony, stand-up comedian, and so on and so forth.
No, introduce that and so on. That's the one I'm waiting for. That and so on and so forth. Introduce it.
Okay.
Go to the academic side. They always want to understate his achievement.
It's not yet. Okay, I'm an academic researcher too. You know, I do a lot of book things. So that's where we are.
This guy. First of all, he graduated with first classes. Do you understand? And he was a lecturer. Do you understand? A very good lecturer in university, and he was the one that said that, okay, I want to stop. I just want to face my passion. You know, usually the gist on the streets is a very world-class comedian, by the way. Check him out. Damola is my name everywhere. You know, the gist with comedians is usually like, things no work. I just say, I enter this comedy, but no, things were working, and he just branched into his passion. But anyways, I just say, I say your market small. Thank you very much. I'm happy to have you here today. You know. So I don't still, I don't have the full compass of this show yet. Okay. We are getting the direction as we're going, but I know it's something around, you know, talking about with relationships to marriage, you know, for singles and for married people. And last week I discussed with SLK, we tried to, through his own lens, find out why it's hard for men to settle down and everything. But you are married, by the way. How long have you been married for?
Before this year.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing. And so I think let's just go as it leads. I would want to go back in time to before you got married.
Yeah.
So from your persona, the you I know from afar, you are a very calm, gentle guy. And now knowing that you are an academic, so that can almost like be a nerd, you know. And it can want to come across as someone that does not really know his way around ladies, cannot talk to ladies and that kind of thing. So would you introduce the view of
okay, you're actually very correct with that angle of me not being able to talk to ladies directly. You know, I'm not a shy person. I can face any crowd. But when it comes to women, I'm very humble. I was very humble as at that time before I got married. You know, now I don't.
Your wife has. You know. She has things around.
I can be your friend for a very long time. You know, conveniently your friend. And I've had situations where friends eventually will ask me, Damola, what exactly are we up to? You know, but that fear of facing the girl to tell her, no, I don't know what these pick-up lines. I don't know what to say. That is the only area of my life where I'm shy. Facing a lady to tell her, babe, I am sorry, I think I have noticed you for a while and I want you to be, So I'd rather just keep it to myself. So I've lost some friendships to that, you know.
And there's also the, if I can put it in from trying to, you know, figure it out, there could also be the fear of the unknown that what if this destroys what we already have? Yeah. Exactly.
So there are some friendships that I find very, very valuable. And I feel that if I should ask them out, we just stop becoming friends. And so I was very careful, you know. But for the relationships that I had, at some point, you know, when we got to the point of what exactly are we doing, then I'm not chip it in that it seems as if we are dating. And at that point, you know, we take it up from there.
We'll still get back there, but there's something interesting. There's an interesting path I would want to take with this. You know, you've been married for 4 years, and I can attest. If we come to ask your wife, she will say the same thing because I see the joy on her face every single time. I can attest that you are a very good husband, a very amazing husband.
Thank God for everything.
But the thing with the history you just gave me now with your singleness is guys like you, the way you used to be, majority end up being on what do they call that, friend zone list of ladies, because they just friend zone you and be like, I know this one are my friend, I know if he dates this person and everything. What would you say? Why would you what explanation would you give into that why do ladies do that? Because most of those ladies, they now end up in relationships that will now not lead anywhere. Meanwhile, see you way they want the friend zone. Now you are actually the good husband material.
Well, the problem, I think, I may be wrong, but I think with ladies is the fact that they always feel they can get a better option. You know, they always feel somebody better may show up. And so they will not want to break the person's heart when that time comes. And so they just put everybody on keep in view. You understand? There's something they call keep in view in offices. Just, okay, this file, just keep it in view. So they just, keep the guy in the picture. Till when a so-called Prince Charming shows up. So those guys may be thinking that, okay, what exactly are we doing? They say, don't worry, it's in you. So they use that one to buy time. And in between all those periods, most of all those guys find somebody else and move on. And some of those ladies that eventually get angry. So you mean you left me? Say, the guy will say, but what were we doing before? So what exactly were you expecting me to say? And blah blah blah. So eventually, it is the fear of the possibility of meeting a better person. But eventually.
And which is because usually I feel like when you see it, you just already know it, you know. So that means there's a level of uncertainty around quote and unquote shy good guys. Because you're a good guy, even like it can be you. The way you are is a lifestyle. It's not something that you could just bring up within a couple of years. So that shows that it's been the way you are. And from a lot of attestations and even some little experience, because I've had sort of a mixed life. I grew up being shy and shied unshied later eventually, And when I was that shy good guy and everything, not be say I not be good guy, but you get what I'm saying. There's always this, like, I don't know how to put it in English. They just sideline you to that friend, zone and follow the happening guys or the bad boys. Do you understand? So, would you think that there is that thing about ladies that they don't just really like good guys?
Now, I may be wrong because I'm a guy.
Yeah.
I'm talking on behalf of ladies now. I think ladies like guys that may look controversial in the eyes of people. That people will be asking, why this guy? And that comes with a sense of identity, sense of protection. Then if the guy has money, that even makes it better. I'm dating the baddest guy in the area. I have somebody that can defend me. I just want to know what it feels like to date a bad guy. You understand? So that is why I think a lot of ladies would rather go for a bad guy first and eventually now marry one innocent guy later. You understand? One guy after.
But it's not usually one bad guy.
Maybe a number of them. So at least they want to know what it feels like to be in such circles. But eventually, there's one guy that knows, is so innocent, that talks in like capsule, that looks very quiet and innocent, and there is a member of the Bible study committee of his church that they now go for.
You talking like capsule?
Have you seen the way capsule talks in? He's always perfect. Have you seen the way capsule? The talking of capsule is very perfect.
I always talking in except today because you were coming here. So let's get back to you. I won't lie. Now I was shocked when you mentioned the relationships. Like, so how many relationships were you in before you got married?
Kasha Madupe.
Are you serious?
But a few of them, and this was born out of friendships. All my relationships started from friendships, and it was during those friendships that I now felt okay.
So, from the beginning of the friendship, you didn't really have it in mind that okay.
Sincerely, all.
Yeah.
Sincerely, all. What made my wife different was the fact that she said hi to me first. If she didn't say hi to me, maybe it would never have happened.
Hi.
You get? She just said, hi, good afternoon. I like this. And we became friends from there. But then, at that high, marriage was not even in the picture in my head. You get?
So, ladies, don't be shy to say hi.
And even when she said hi, marriage was not on her mind too.
Sure. Do you understand? But one thing you said that stood out, obviously she's not the one that asked you out. If you did not ask her out, you will not get married. But one thing that stood out for me was if she didn't say that hi,
I'm telling you,
probably wouldn't have happened.
I'm telling
because
you,
maybe
she
you were
wouldn't
not
have
sure.
been my friend. That eventually, after a while, led to dating. That after a while, led to marriage. You know.
So one thing I can put here from there is a lot of good guys are shy guys, and one thing about shy guys is there's a lot of calculation. You want to be safe.
Exactly.
So, for example, in the case of that, your wife now, a lot of things in your head. If she had not said hi, even if you were fancying her, you are like, maybe Ishelo, maybe you went to work there or something, and you're like, if I say hi to this girl, will she take you somewhere and everything? And your paths might never cross again. So that single hi, because she's in a happy home now, that single hi orchestrated the things that put her in a happy home. Anyways, back to your relationships, because at the end of today, we want to still try to find out from your own view what you think, why you think a lot of guys are not settled, so but we'll get there.
Okay.
So those relationships, can you put a number to them?
Okay, let me try to.
What?
Okay, they were like 3.
You be learning
or 4. I know that some people have dated 1 dozen or half dozen. But I think they were like 3 or 4. If I should think very critically, I think they were like 3. There were some relationships that were not relationshiping. That were
this
just
person that is in this studio now, I just want to say sorry. So sorry. You're going to be our next guest. I'm not mentioning names yet, but so sorry for this unnecessary jab that you are jab, and she's not wearing hijab. But anyways, I did five now. You
did 5.
Baba.
Now the first one was my classmate in the university. I did not think of. In fact, all that was on my mind in school was book. I also wanted to study and maybe crack jokes.
Girls used to like guys that know
but then,
too. For
just
you used to do an assignment for her.
No, I used to take tutorials, general tutorials for everybody. But she never really attended because she knew I would teach her personally. So, but then, it just happened. And then I needed, because, okay, you mentioned that I had the first class. I had the first class from 100 level.
All through consistently.
You'd
never not had a...
No, it never happened. Apart from 100 level, first semester. That was the only time it happened.
Let me take a little pause. So I don't think I will be going into academics in this show again, because the thing they slap me back.
No. I'm not. No, I don't want to talk. It's not like I really wanted to mention.
That's what I'm saying. That I'm the one that went there and it slapped me back.
The reason why I felt I needed somebody was because somehow, and because I was that funny guy in school, I started attracting a lot of attention. A lot of ladies from everywhere. An average girl likes a funny guy. It's now brilliant. I was not fine, no. I was haga. Do you know where I wear shirt? You know all those shirts that this first button is from here. It is here. Then by the time you button your cuffs, everything will now overlap. You now look like Zorro. You know those. So
you will send me one of your pictures, so I'll
look for them. You understand? So I just needed. It's not that I was fine, but and it's not like I don't have.
So you needed like a babe repellent.
So I just need
attention repellent.
And good enough. She was very good looking at that time. So people were like, Damola, what did you tell her? How did you tell her? I said, what did I tell her? All I know is that we are dating. And so when we graduated, you
just went at part and everything.
Everything. So as I continued, I met more people, dated one another lady.
So I want to ask that in the 3 relationships, did you chop breakfast or did you serve?
I chopped.
Did you serve or did you serve and you chopped?
Well, yeah, let's say both. I experienced both. I had to stop some of the relationships for one reason or the other.
Is there a reason you feel you can share?
Maybe I just felt when it wasn't working.
Why?
Incompatibility. Well, in terms of personality, in terms of worldview, in terms of so many things, You know
why I ask?
Why?
Because I broke off like 2, and it was, because of this like toxicity, and I wanted to see if you could relate. And so let me just dwell on it a little bit, and I've realized, like growing up and everything, that sometimes toxicity might not even be obvious. The other person might not even know that they are toxic. And you are experiencing that. Do you understand? And they won't even understand. They might even hate you for leaving, and it will be like, this guy was just playing with me all the while. But you were experiencing it from that other end,
I agree with you. Toxicity. Yes. Being toxic, You will not know that you are. And even you, the toxicant, you understand, may not even know that you are the toxic one. You know, it is when you leave that relationship, you now start to discover yourself and discover the fact that I could have done this better, I could have done that better, I could have done this better. The reason why most of the relationships that I had broke were basically not necessarily out of toxicness, or maybe because I was not mature enough to handle the relationships as at that time, or maybe those people were not just flowing at my frequency, or maybe, you know, we did not just share certain values, or I did not just see them. It wasn't just working. So we had to break up. But there was one that I really cherished and liked.
Then, I know Vezo. The way they talk is in your relationship past 3. The way, but they talk go.
Yes. Now. No, okay, past 3, like 4. 4. If I should think critically, maybe like 5. No, but it's still 4. So you know, the one that pained me about breakfast. I liked that girl, man. That time.
So what happened? Why did she serve you breakfast?
Suddenly, she just. Okay, I think she said she wanted to go back to her ex-boyfriend.
How long were you guys?
I think maybe a year or so. But you know all those type of relationship that you just felt you have gotten. Amazing lady. She's still my friend to date. But you know, amazing lady. And so I was so. This is perfection. This is that. She's still amazing. She's a wonderful lady. But then she just told me that day, can we talk later in the day? I was like, why not? And then she just told me, I'm sorry. I sat on the floor. No, I excused because I was in the midst of people. So I withdrew. I sat on the floor. I started talking to myself. That thing can be painful. I started talking to myself. I was like, who am I? What exactly? You know, there's nothing you not tell yourself in such situations. I started asking myself questions. Am I a bad person? Damola, look at yourself in the mirror. Am I a bad person? Damola, what have I done wrong? So it was very painful for me. Very, very painful. But then I just learned that it's one of those things, and then I had to move on from it.
I thank God I finally find somebody that I can relate with in how you respond to heartbreak, you know.
Yes, sir.
One heartbreak that I chopped, I've said it on this channel before, like I wept on my mother's laps. I'm not joking, no. My mother was praying for me because she didn't know what was happening. Like, you know, there's a difference between weeping and crying.
And wailing.
He was almost wailing himself. On my mother's laps. She was praying as in, you might know the person. It was as in. So now that I could relate when you said you sat down.
It was. And funny enough, I did not cry. But you know, it's worse when you don't cry, when you can't burn that energy. Yeah. But then you are burning it internally, and then you are angry with everybody and everything around you. And people are saying that Damola kilo shele. She said Kosi, because I couldn't even explain it. And then, you know, I was blocked everywhere. You know, that kind of thing. So it was
for them to now go back to the ex. Why the ex?
Yeah, you understand. So I was now like, why the ex? And you know those type of things. But then later, we sorted it out. We had a conversation with them.
You people are friends.
No. One good thing about me is that I don't know how to build animosity like that. So, but eventually,
I say, okay, did it last week.
Animosity.
My people help me Google animosity.
Okay, and anger, like sadness or bitterness towards people. So, I had to move on from there, you know. But it was a phase that, you know, I remember.
So, was there any moment in your life where you were single for a while? And it was affecting, like, you know, so there's this thing about singleness nowadays, like, and it's like a joke, but, you know, all this talk of God, am I a broom? You know, it's like a joke, but it's a main thing, you know, that even when you post romantic stuff, a lot of it's now a norm. People come and comment like, let the single breathe, you know, like a lot of people joke with it, but there's a number of people that, you know, that they are, in fact, it's almost as if they are not existing. It's almost like if it's sorrow because I don't get anybody will like me.
Well, you know? The truth is that for my kind of person, singleness has never really stretched for too long. Because I always have friends everywhere. You know, it's not like as if I was chasing. No.
They were
it wasn't as if they were chasing. I just had a lot of friends in my life. Exactly. So there were so many friends in my life as at that time. So even if somebody breaks up with me, I still have friends around that I will not even notice that I was single as at that time, till eventually one of those friends that becomes so close to the point that we now start dating. So it wasn't as if I was very single, very, very single. I was very single to the point that I was just alone. No, I always had friends.
So that has even given some sort of an answer. So that means if you have like a healthy friendship line, you know, it can help you through single days, you know.
Yes.
It can,
yes.
You know, but again, you know, there are some people, you know, that, you know, especially people that chop breakfast, you know, like there's a level of breakfast you chop and it just wants to make you, we hear extreme cases of even people killing themselves, you know, people that have good friends and just letting everybody go and everything. What do you think can be the reason for that?
I think for me, now when I say I had a chain of friends, both male and female, right? So I was never really alone in such situations. People were always there in my life at one time or the other that I could bond the vexation or whatever I had in mind with. You understand? One thing I believe in singleness is that build healthy friendships. You understand? Very, very healthy friendships. I have so many friends. I call them friends. I have so many associates or so many people around me that are there. They're just there. They're just there. So I have some when I want to discuss book. I have some when I want to crack joke. I have some when I want to just laugh. I have some. So I've had them and they're still my very good people till today. You understand? And and I did not meet them today. I met them way back when I was in school or when I was single or when I was dating somebody or something. So all of them are there. And one thing I do with them is that my relationships with them are always very symbiotic. I learn from you, you learn from me. Again, we have some mutual, you know, a mental connection that, you know, relationships may not even give you.
Yeah. So you've found a way to, you know, just build relationships and have a good balance, you know, with romantic and non-romantic relationships, so that if one is found wanting, you know, but thank God you've even left all that you are here and being where you are now, 4 years married, glory be to God. You know, I know marriage comes with its own stuff. That will be another talk for another day. Okay, that look, I think I might want to go there a little bit. But the married you now, looking back, if you were to tell single Damola something, give him an advice, what would that advice be?
Single Damola, be mentally ready for marriage. It's a different ball game. Very beautiful, very, very beautiful place to be. But you have to be matured in your mind. Not necessarily by age, but in your mind. You have to be mentally set, because you don't have control over you anymore. You know, you lose yourself to that thing that you're building with your wife or your husband. Both of you have to synchronize everything together. You have to synchronize everything. So enjoy that you alone. Know how to make decisions alone. Know how to run your life alone.
Enjoy while it lasts.
Enjoy it. Because before you can lift your finger, you have to take permission. And we are not in the age of our parents anymore, that is the Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end. You have to explain to your wife exactly why you are taking that decision. And you must get approval.
It's like me and you know, mommy is the Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end. It's not even a talk of mommy, you are
in your best interest. Now my father then will make any decision and everything will be fine. Everything will fly. But here now, you can't take a decision. I want to change the child's school. How? Where did you confirm that conversation?
I want to stop giving birth. How?
I'm no more having. When did we have that conversation? Or I just felt I sent this money. Really? So now the dynamics are different. You have to forfeit yourself when you get married. But before you get married, build capacity as an individual. Love yourself as a human being. You don't have to depend a lot of young guys believe that when they get married, they depend on their spouse for happiness. Be happy. Be a happy human being first. Because whoever you are getting married to is coming with his own from wherever he or she is coming from. And that person may be depending on you too for happiness. And so there's going to be a clash. But when you are a whole person, full individual that can think, that can logically come up with, sensible ideas and innovations and can make things work for yourself, be that person before you think of adding an addition to yourself. Because you can't lift a finger without. And by that time, when both of you are sensible, two whole people come together to form one. Discover that 1 + 1 is equal to a very strong one.
That's what I just wanted to say.
Not half plus half is equal to.
As in, exactly what I just wanted to say. You just took it out of my mouth, Because all those talk of marriage is when you find somebody that completes you. No, it's a complete, although nobody's perfect, but a complete person meeting another complete person. Now getting to another level of completion. Finding perfection in their completion. Now these are the kind of gems that you get when you meet like a 4-year-old with a 7-year-old.
He's my senior colleague. Yes,
you get, and you kind of also answered the next question I was going to ask, because I was going to ask you that you can still put a little bit more, but you already kind of said that if you are also going to advise single people now that are just looking forward to, I want to get married. When will I just get married and everything, And you kind of already said it, make a full, enjoy the moment you are in now, because you would. If you don't enjoy it well, you would miss it. No matter how perfect your marriage is,
you miss it.
It's seasons of our lives. I was telling my wife that that it took me a while before I would still remember, look back at my secondary school days, and I'll be like, I missed this, even to some time in my university. Meanwhile, we're looking forward to getting out, and it just shows you, because life, moments you get out of, you can't get them back.
At all. They've gone.
So if you did not do what you were supposed to do fully in those moments, you would miss them. Anyways, one more question, because I know even they time this thing. So when you met your wife, and after marrying her, were there things that you did not notice, that you didn't know, that were, in terms of, like things that you didn't see and they just,
I would not
give you root shock?
I will not lie to you. Getting married. Okay, I assumed I had a particular picture in my head that this is what marriage is supposed to look like. Getting married, I discovered that I first have to understand fully the personality of this person, linking it to how the person grew up, how the number of siblings she had, a number in the hierarchy, a response to issues. When you're a firstborn, the way you handle issues as a firstborn is the way you handle issues as the lastborn. I am a second. I have 2 younger ones. She's a lastborn.
Oh, wow.
Always served by people. They all look. They all looked out for her growing up. So when I married her, I had to learn the fact that this person is coming from a place of our elder one's always looking out for her. Everybody's always there to take care of her and to pamper her. I had to upgrade my pampering dose so that she doesn't miss the fact that when I was alone or when I was with my parents, this is how they used to treat me. And now that I'm married, I have to, I had to increase it. I had to learn and unlearn so many things. I had to understand the things that used to get her angry, things that make her happy. When we're dating, they were there. I think I assumed I knew. But by the time you get married and you're living with this person permanently, time you get married and you are living with this person permanently, that's when your eyes will now start, this is how she will react in this type of situation. This is how she. Sometimes, because of certain reactions, I may ask. Sometimes I may be forced to ask, sorry, how? What? Did your brother ever get angry with you growing up? And then she'll be like, yes. How did you react? Why are you asking? Nothing. But then you have to learn. You have to find out things, because dating is one department. Marriage It's another very beautiful department.
If I may say, the way you answer this question, it shows you are a very wise man, and it shows your house is going to last for time. Because,
thank you.
For instance, how I would have even answered that question was, I would have, and how I expected it. Meanwhile, you delivered it better than I expected, and I just learned that from you now. So I want to bring out. I would have answered the question and be like, yes, like I did last week when they said, okay, ask me. Yeah, there are a lot of root shocks in my wife, but in the same way, when you ask her, there are a lot of root shocks in me. But you answered in such a way that made it you brought both of you together, that both of you saw root shocks in each other,
yes,
and you didn't even make it sound, you didn't make it in a way that, oh, my wife is looking bad or anything, and you are indeed a lecturer, and you are indeed a wise man. I must really give that to you. And you also answered other following questions I was going to ask you, because in that same statement, you made us understand that both of you are always going to see things that you did not expect from each other, and it is okay because you did not have the same upbringing.
We should also put it at the back of our minds that people evolve. You understand? And as you evolve, certain dimensions of you that you never even knew existed will start showing up. You understand? So enter marriage without expectation. But while you are in it, be prepared for whatever that shows up, and come up with adaptive mechanism so that you are not disappointed and you are also prepared as things come up.
AKA, marriage is that school you will never graduate from.
You understand?
Always be with your pen and
always
paper.
Just be willing to
think down.
This new phase. Okay. So that is how.
And that is it right there. The way we always also say it, that willingness, to always unlearn and relearn and, adapt and readapt for each other, man. The wisdom is too much. The wisdom, you will still come back. You will still come back. But this has been so impactful and so insightful. And before we leave, so last but not the least, in your own view, for both parties, why do you think, because it goes both ways, why do you think a lot of ladies are finding it hard to settle down? And why do you think a lot of guys are finding it hard to settle down?
A lot of ladies are finding it hard to settle down because I think they believe they'll find a better person than whoever that is in the picture at the moment. They also believe that, you see, a lot of guys are actually going through a lot in terms of trying to be self-sufficient. So many things are working against that most of the time. So many things work against all those things most of the time. You understand? A lot of guys are still working somewhere where the income is not really serious. They are still trying to gather their lives together. Some are still trying to get a car and all those type of things. So those type of things, ladies, from profiling, no lady now wants to go through that hassle of we grew together. Grow, I'll come and meet you, we'll be fine. You understand? So most ladies profile a lot of people. And
do you think that can also be because there's also this new culture of a lot of maybe older men that spoil them with money, and
exactly.
Also these young guys?
It could be a factor. It could be a fundamental factor too. Most of them too, we just feel it's not yet ready. Some people feel the guy is not matured enough. Some people feel, and then Instagram too has worsened situations for people. You see certain types of weddings on Instagram, and you're like, this guy I'm with, I can assure you that you cannot afford this type of wedding.
Meanwhile, no verse I stop you for here. So, but it's a slippery slope.
Yes.
So, because again, now dating a guy that does not have all these things, and what if you end up being broke for the rest of your life? Do you understand? So how do you balance it? If you understand what I'm saying?
The truth is that nobody wants to take that risk. No lady wants to take that risk of, let's hope that everything will be fine. You understand? Most of them want to be sure that, most of them want security. Not physical security now, but they want to be sure that whatever they are chucking their heads into is safe for them and they will not regret it. You get? And one of those agents of security is financial strength. You understand? Even if the guy is not, even if he's, he could be responsible, even if he's not. so far he has that capacity to take care of her and sustain the kind of lifestyle that she wants, she's fine.
They rather cry from Benz than
But for guys, fear. Can I afford this type of lady? Can I keep this type of lady? Do I have that kind of money to have that kind of apartment that this kind of lady will want to live in? No guy wants to marry a lady that is a liability. So they want to marry ladies that are doing very well for themselves. Or can they afford it? That's one fear. Another fear also, among young guys, is the fact that some of them that have attention from ladies, they feel the attention will drop and they're enjoying that attention. You understand? I enter somewhere, all the ladies are looking at me, I'm a fresh boy, I'm a fine boy. Immediately I get married. One person will not tell me, why is that lady looking at you like that? Some of them enjoy that.
That's why most people in entertainment don't like to state that they are married.
Do you understand? They just like that razzmatazz of the old guys, girls guy. At all. And some, they just feel they are not mentally set for that particular phase of life. People say, you're 35, you're 37, you're cool to marry. But then the guys know by themselves that if I marry a woman now, can I keep her? I've some people will say I've dated 10 people. I don't think marriage is my thing. You understand? So it is those kinds of fears, and some maybe heartbreak. They've not recovered from the breakfast that somebody served them at night. So
I can relate with that. I'm not mentally ready. I wasn't mentally ready, but then I just got mentally ready when I just met my wife. I can't explain it, and it's not a one size fits all. I can't even tell you that. So this is what you should look out for, whatever because it's legit that you need to. Because then, even at the time we're still going to get married, deep down inside me, it was forever. That I told then that I was like, me, wait now, only me I did feed before. How would I say I even struggle to feed myself? I want to do, and he said something then that, man, you go just notice it just happen, you just adjust and everything, But one thing I just know, and I can tell, maybe to a percentage of people, this can help somebody, that one of the things that helps you to be mentally ready, like one of the ways you would know is when you just meet the right person, you know that something has shifted in that your mental readiness. It might not be 100%, but sometimes you should probably pay an attention to that, and it helps you to consider other factors too, Man, anyways, my brethren, it's been a good one having you. It's been a good one. You don't talk bad guy now. Who spoil who? You and because your wife gentle now.
Who spoiled who? In what area of life?
Any area that spoilage entered. Because your wife is actually gentle.
Yeah, that's what you. It's a mutual spoilage.
Because I thought you were gentle till I met your wife.
No, but sincerely, I have
forever
so many
and be them in the Thursday and your wife spoil you. Then we talk about.
My wife is gentle. You need to meet my wife in her element. My wife is a very playful,
she know they talk,
funny lady, and that was even part of what made her my friend. My wife has a very good sense of humor. Yeah. Very, very fun.
So they give you jokes sometimes.
Sometimes they drop lines and then you look at her and say, she just say something and you're like, okay. But then.
So does she scrutinize you with your jokes first before you come to perform outside?
Yeah, sometimes. And sometimes I don't even tell her.
Because she could just say,
if I tell her, she'll just say, she'll be looking at it from a logical perspective and I'll be like, it's a joke. It is a joke. Then she'll be like, okay, but how does it relate? It doesn't have to relate. Now me understand what they do. But then she's an amazing lady. Very, very playful if you get to know her, you get to meet her personally. Very, 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 very.
Well, yeah, look into the camera and just mention her name and say, be romantic to have 30 seconds of romance.
EmmaOMG, send your account details.
Please, you don't watch this episode. Don't watch up to that part. I beg.
You don't even ask if it's a Facebook account, but it's okay.
So thank you. I'm definitely going to have you once more.
Thank you.
Maybe it would be a round table talk that time around. Thank you. It's been an amazing one.
Yeah.
Guys, we look forward to your comments. You can follow Damola on all social media platforms. My name is Damola.
Damola is
my name. An amazing MC and a stand-up comedian. I said MC and stand-up comedian because they are not the same thing. Do you understand? So if you need an MC, good for the job. If you need a stand-up comedian, good for the job. If you need both, good, but they are different pay that you will merge together as one. Thank you. It's what I do too also, you know. But you already
amazing
know that.
master of ceremonies,
You already know that.
amazing host, amazing singer, amazing.
MC amazing. Okay, Moji would have been before this episode. So Moji also, you know. But yeah, thank you guys. So please drop your comments, encourage me. Should we continue? If you say we should continue, then see you on the next episode. If you say no, please don't say no. Thank you very much. Bye.